and we really focus on getting small businesses online. So today we're going to talk about Google. How many of you guys already have an existing Google My Business profile? Okay, perfect. So if you don't, that's okay. I'm going to walk through that for the people that don't really quickly, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts on how to boost your Google. So, oh goodness, one sec. See if this works. I'll just do it this way. Okay, so we're going to go over Google, how to claim a page, building out Google, what updates on Google is, marketing channels, and mixing up your marketing. So we'll get into it. So how to add or claim a business profile. Basically, all you have to do is just type in Google claim profile and make sure that it is actually Google, because there are other ones that say that you have to pay for it, and you actually don't have to pay for it. It's a free product, so definitely don't do the ones that you have to pay for. Google always offers you like a $500 credit towards ads or whatever. That is actually Google. I always just hit skip unless you would like to use that. So you just click on that button, and then it's going to start asking you some information. So if you're a brand new business and you don't have this yet, I would definitely wait until you have a business name and you have a category. The categories on Google are very specific. So if you do something unique, it's going to be just find something as similar or close. Like, for example, like you do like a bunch of stuff. So you could look up like, you could probably do like a shop or things like that. Find things like that that you want people to find you for, because the business category is very specific, and then later you could go in and put more categories in. You could have, I believe, up to 8 categories on your Google My Business profile. So this is an example of a completely built out Pueblo Lock doc. So we'll kind of get into this. Okay, so this is what a Google My Business profile looks like. This is what people, when they look up like locksmith in the area. So Pueblo Lock Doc is one of my clients. He approved me doing this today, just so you know. So you could see he has 118 Google reviews. You could see where he's at, his address, his hours of operation, his phone number, as well as the area served. And then down here, this is like the hidden place where people do not put anything. This is where you should add products, whether you do consultations or whether you do whatever you do, put your products in there and put your services in there. You can put that in there, because then when people are looking you up, you're able to show up when they are looking for you. So his is completely built out. He put in the address, he put in the hours of operation. Make sure you fill out every single tiny little detail. And if you don't have that, go back, save it, and fill out every tiny little detail, and be very descriptive, because this is how people find you. This is how people search you and look you up on Google. And so Google, the 3 things about Google: business information, services, and reviews. So those are the 3 things that help your rankings on Google. So your business information, whatever you put in your business information, that's how you're ranked on Google. So if you are a coffee shop and you have pastries and things like that, you need to be putting all that information into your business information. It's 750 characteristics, and so I would use 750, that many specifically. Like, fill it up, use as many words as possible, but don't try to overload like a lot of like keywords. Don't put like locksmith. I'm a locksmith in Pueblo and I do locksmithing, because then they'll flag you, and you don't want that, because then that's a whole nother story and it takes you a lot of time to recover from that. And then services, like I said, and then reviews. So reviews are a really big thing that is actually the reason why your Google My Business profile will show up higher. It can be a very awkward and daunting task to ask somebody for a review, but I definitely recommend it, because I have folks that are brand new and have 10 reviews and they're showing up higher than the people that have 150 because their overall reviews are 5 stars. So my recommendation to you is, even if you have family members or somebody that's used you, a previous client that you've had for years and years, ask them to write you a review, because that's going to help your rankings immensely. So so some things that you need to have for your branding for your Google My Business profile. So photos updated. Most people, actually, if you've been in business for longer than 5 years, you just automatically have a Google My Business profile. And so there might not even be any photos that you have updated. So I would recommend you updating those once a month, whether that's in your office. If for security reasons you don't want to put like where you work or whatever, just put your branding, put your logo, something that you've done, or things like that. You could always find different photos. You could even, if you have access to, if you own the stock images, you could use stock images for them. But definitely be posting photos, whether it's your employees' headshots. If you work for a bigger firm, definitely update photos. The more often you update, the higher that you're going to rank on Google organically. And organically means just without paying, essentially, is what that means. And then, so if you haven't created a Google My Business profile before and you're brand new at it, you actually have to submit a business video verification. And so what they want you to do is, so like say you work at home, they want you to record where you're working and show a picture of your business card, because that's how they're seeing if you're a real person. And I'm like 90% sure it's AI. So they're checking right away to see like, oh, this person is legit or they're not. So they might have you submit it multiple times, but definitely have your business card in it. They want to see you unlocking the door to the building that you're going into, if you're going into a building. If you've already claimed it, then you don't have to worry about any of that. And then categories and then business hours. Make sure those are correct. If you are a 24/7 business, it will help your rankings, but make sure that you are a 24/7 business, because if you're not, I would not put that, because then people are going to get really upset if you're not answering 24/7. So it's a little information about that. And so this is services. So I wanted to go into a little more detail on how you can add in services. So for example, this is a moving company. They put in-state moving, local moving, moving related packages, business and corporate relating moving. So find every single little category that you think that you would be related to. Like piano removal, that's technically moving. So you can add all of those to your services, and it helps with your rankings and when people are looking it up. Because fun fact is, the older generation put in more than a sentence when they're looking on Google, and the younger generation just puts like a couple words. Like they're putting moving near me. The older generation is putting moving in Pueblo, Colorado, that moves like X, Y, and Z. So that will help with that. So, okay. And then, so this is a little bit into the people that already have a business profile. This is where you're actually able to pull up your analytics. So this is the data on your Google My Business profile, and you can see so much from this. So if you click on views this month, you would click on that, and then it'll show you. So actually, like if you are an agent in the area, I had an agent, we were looking at his, and we were seeing his competitor a lot. When people were looking up his competitor, they were clicking on his name instead. So things like that, you'll see what people are searching to find you. So then you can kind of create your content and your updates and your information about your business related to that, so that you can help your rankings. Use Google when looking for local businesses. So that's kind of what I was talking about. When somebody recommends you, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to jump on Google, they're going to look at your reviews, they're going to look at your bad reviews. And that's another thing that I didn't even mention at all, is replying to reviews, even the bad ones. You need to be replying to them because it'll help your rankings as well. So make sure you're doing that. And then there are over 200 million people on social media, and when they're on social media, generally they'll look at your social media, and then they'll try and click into your website as well, and then look at you from there. And then this was just a fun fact, because Facebook is really big here in Pueblo. The average age of Pueblo, or not Pueblo, Facebook users is 40 years old. So that was an interesting fact that I had found. And so let me move forward. And this is a little bit about Thryv and what they do. I'll just play it. Maybe not. Well, it's okay. You don't really need sound. It's just like cheesy music. I think it's still going, but yeah, so basically it just connects all of your inboxes into one instead of having to log into. Can you have like testimonials, like, or anything? Okay, yeah. So then you'll just have to. So what happens if what happens if somebody writes you a review? You have to delete it? It's not even a possibility. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. Like on my social media platforms, website, yeah. So I mean, just maybe using case studies, or like. Is there a possibility to turn that option off? What, on reviews? Not that I know of. No, because I do know some financial advisors, and they have reviews, but you can't delete them, and that's the unfortunate part, especially about bad reviews, is you can't really delete them. You can reach out to Google, but it is really hard to delete them, and that's why reaching out to the client, asking them, and just even saying, like, there has been instances where it's like some random person that didn't use your service, say that in the message, say, hey, we're curious to know, like, reach out to us. We don't believe that you used our service, because then that shows like it's just some random person writing a bad review. So yeah. Anything else? Yeah.
You know, I see sometimes people, when you go look for them,
yeah,
that there's a map as to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that?
Yeah, so there's two different ways. So if you are working from home and you don't want your address there, you're just going to have to do a general, like, vicinity, so like Pueblo. If you have an actual place, you can put the place where you are working out of, and it'll show the map from there. And then that also talks to Google Maps and Apple Maps, and so that they'll be able to find you that way. And it does show that in your data. It'll show how many people use Google Maps to get somewhere. But if they're like me, I get lost everywhere, so I use it everywhere. So, so yeah. Any other questions?
For the verification, so like I've had clients where they've had to do the verification multiple times and it still doesn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way around that, or is there something that they should be doing differently? Because they've done like the business card as well as filming their workspace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is there something else they can do for the video?
No. So the only thing I know is showing your business card, and it's like 10 seconds, right? Or it's 1 minute. So just like walking slow in the video, because I truly believe it's a robot that's like just scanning it. So just like make sure that you're clearly, like it's a clear video. So maybe if it's not a clear video, they decline it. And they want to make sure you're a legitimate business, because a lot of these businesses inherited these Google My Businesses profiles. And so they didn't ever have to put any of that information. So if you ever run into that, let me know. I've dealt with that a lot. So
definitely just
just keep trying. Yeah. Yeah. I can help you too if you need help. Yeah. So any other questions?
Yeah, so going back to the insights part where you use this month and you click to see. So from the page where you look up your business and it lands on that, with your information, and you've got the little link underneath there. It says 245 Google reviews. What do you click on to get there?
Oh yeah, I'll show you so everyone else can see.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be, so if you go into Google, there's like a grid. So you click on the grid,
Okay.
and then it should be this little house. It says business. It says like, it's like a G.
Okay.
And then you click on that. And then once you click on that, you'll be able to see all of your information. And it's under performance.
Okay.
And then it's asking you, so you need to verify your business. So
okay. It's probably going to my hobby business at home.
Oh, okay, okay.
And not our
Yeah.
business.
Oh, okay.
Because it's
So-
linked to the Google
Yeah,
email,
so
right?
so you could check what email you're linked to.
Okay.
It's just in the, sorry. It's this one, and is that the right one?
Yeah, that's my personal.
So you would just add account, and same thing. You'll be
Okay.
able to see it from there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the little grid, and then the little house.
Okay. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We have questions from Zoom
Yeah.
from Marissa. How can one go about claiming a page on Google? I know that was talked about earlier,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
have the video all set up.
Yeah.
Can you go over that for?
Yeah, so basically all you do is just Google claim business profile and make sure it's Google and make sure it's not any other site, and then it'll start. I could actually go back like this. Okay, so you go through, and then it'll start asking you information. Make sure you have all of that information readily available so that you can put that information in. And then it'll ask you to verify with a video verification. Make sure you're ready to do that as well, because you'll have to record yourself, and then you'll submit it, and then Google will say whether they liked it or not. So in my experience, I've just had my clients like just record and unlock the door, and then just show your work area, show your business card, and it's worked so far. So
Yeah, and you don't have to show yourself.
yeah.
They release
Yeah.
your face. That's why it's usually kind of phone.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to figure out how I'm going to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's when you're doing the verification,
Yeah.
it's just trying to avoid people's faces.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to show yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you may have to do it multiple times because that's
Because
Yeah.
they make you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, just go slow, take your time, make sure you get everything, and they just want to make sure you're a person, I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
But they probably have a robot that's
Yeah, totally. I really think so, because like Dante was saying, some have gone through, some haven't. Some accounts are like randomly flagged. So yeah. So just be careful, because Google is is your best friend, but could also be your worst friend too. So
it can be hard if you're working from home, though,
yeah.
to show your workspace.
Yeah.
That's the people that have struggled.
Yeah.
Is the moment, like even though they show their business card or like their computer workspace,
Yeah.
it still like takes them a couple times.
Yeah.
I battled for a few months.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, just keep trying is my recommendation. Yeah, resilience. That's for sure. Another question?
More from the chat.
Yeah.
Sally mentions that she's been told that by not having a video, that you can't have a Google listing. And so part of her business is being a pet sitter, so you don't have a permanent location.
Yeah.
How might she go about becoming more known?
Because she doesn't have a location, she can't have a Google My Business profile?
Yes.
That is incorrect. She can have one. She just has to put her home address, but then hide her address. And then she puts her service area as wherever she is. So you have to put your home address when signing up, but you could always hide that address because it has to be attached to an address. Unless because it cannot be a P.O. box. Because if you have a P.O. box, it will not approve you.
Would you be able to use a digital address in that case?
I don't know. That's interesting. I've only known the businesses that I've worked with, they've just put their home, we've hit it, and then we've changed like their service areas.
Yeah, pretty
And
much
it's worked.
the button you